25th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Traders, we got a lot of stuff on the board. A very exciting thing happened, right? We have a new president. He'll be signed in a few months. Things are going to change. Markets are going to go nuts. You need to know about volatility and risk. Put your stops in. Put them in first. These markets are going to go nuts for the next few weeks. Make sure you've got stops in if you're going to trade these markets. Let's get moving. So this video is being filmed on Wednesday night for trading Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Traders, the first thing on the board, I know there's been so much action this week with the presidential election. You may have forgotten this. Tomorrow is Fed decision day. The Fed is going to lower rates tomorrow. It's going to be volatile. It should push the markets higher. But, you know, there's going to be some movement there. Fed days are always insanely busy. Watch the volatility. But don't forget, Fed day is Thursday. Number 2 on the board. Russell, OMNI S&P, NASDAQ, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the Dow Jones Transportation Average. They are looking fantastic on charts. Heading towards my 60-55 target. As you know, traders, every year I do a year-end target. Sitting on the board since the day we penned it. That was back in February 20th of 2024. I finally put it on the board, even though I derived that target during January. In Feb, we put 60-55 on the board. We were so far away from that, I got phone calls from people to say, Oscar, you're wrong this year. You're out of your mind. Why would you call for the upside? I got, you can't believe what happened. And where'd we go? We are so close to my target. It's an amazing thing, isn't it? Go, OMNI, go. What else is on the board? Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. That was the name of my video last night. That's heading towards the 85,000 target. It's done everything we've expected so far. That target's been on this board for I don't know how long now. We're on our way. Number 4 on the board is for you gold traders that have been buying the dips. Leave it alone for trading on Thursday. Let the Fed do what it's going to do. I'll show you the chart, why you should leave gold alone. Bitcoin, how beautiful it looks, heading towards 85. Why these guys look so fantastic and heading towards 60-55 year-end target. And just don't forget about Fed Day, because that's always going to create volatility for you. What else do I want to speak about? Omni Campers, here we come, baby. Omni Camp is 8 days away in London, in the UK. Omni Campers, I've called all of you today. Make sure that you respond if you haven't already. Don't be afraid to call me, guys. We got to get you ready for camp. But I am so much looking forward to the UK. My wife's pretty happy, too. This should be a great trip. Now, get this. I've got 3 kids. I said, kids, guess what? We're going to Europe. I got an Omni Camp to do in Europe. My son, Mikey, Dad, school, I can't. My daughter, oh, Dad, I can't miss school. My daughter, Olivia, Dad, I can't miss work. And I'm like, really? The only words that would have come out of my mouth were, Dad, don't be upset, but I'm going to have to take this class again next year because I'm going to Europe. These kids would rather stay in school and get their diplomas than come with me to merry old England. Could you imagine? But hey, love hardworking kids, man. Love my kids. Dave Delaval, happy birthday, Dave, happy birthday. This guy's been a friend of mine since, I don't know, I was about this tall and I had a mustache. Dave, love you, brother. Have a great birthday. I'll call you right after this video. What else do we have? Hey, you know, I always keep one seat open I never tell anybody about for every single Omni Camp. No matter how many times I say we're fully subscribed, I always have a seat on the side for somebody who really, really needs the camp. I've got one open seat. I have not filled it yet. If there's somebody in Europe that's been following me that would like a chance at Omni Camp, it happens in 8 days. You really got to get in touch with me. Go to omnibootcamp.com. Do it right now. Let me know if you want to meet me in London because time is ticking on that. Barring that, I want to go look at some great charts. I want to show them to you. Traders, remember to keep your emotions out of trading. It's not easy, but it'll help if you put your protective stop in first. And I promise you, cats, I will get to that video maybe tomorrow night. You know what? Let me back this up. Let me just discuss it for a moment, and then I'll see if it's necessary to do a video. I've had OmniX say, Oscar, you know, you say put your stops in first. How do we do that? Let's make it really simple. Let's say you wanted to buy one E-mini S&P because you expect the market to go up and you want to buy it, we'll call it any price, at 58.50. And you were thinking if it gets under 58.20, you're out of the trade. You do not buy and get in first. What you do is place your sell stop first. Now you've got a sell stop in the market, way below at your price. Then you buy your S&P. So sell stop gets in first. Then you get long the market. If you want to get short the market, buy stop goes in first at your risk tolerance level. You put a buy stop in, then you sell short. That is what I'm saying when I tell you to put the stops in first. Now, if that's confusing to you and you need a video to explain it further, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to help you out with that. Traders, before we finish this risk statement, where do you think Bitcoin's going to go? Where do you think it's going to go? Are we going to hit my 85 target? Do you think it'll get there? Please let me know right down below right now. Leave your comments below this video. Let me know. Are we hitting 85,000 this year, or do we have to wait for next year? This year, 2024, will we hit the target, or will it be next year, which is what we expected actually. Next year we'd hit that target. Let me know. Make sure you leave your comments. We'll tally it up and see where it's going to go. Now remember, say this to yourselves over and over again. Put that stop in first. Then say this to yourselves once, twice, 3 times, whatever it takes for you to not change that stop. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, traders. Dave, happy birthday. Now let's go look at some charts. Traders, in last night's video, you've seen 2 charts. One was Russell 2000. I said we've got a green Omni and we are above, and we are not going to think it's going to fail. We are going to say we are now above and it's going to explode unless it does fail. So here's where we were, and this is what happened. Look at the size of that bar. Holy cow. And guess what? We missed it and didn't get one single lot filled. I tried. I had orders in. You know, the Omni was ready. No fills. It went without us. We were looking for a pullback. Pullback didn't show up. The only other chart in last night's video was Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. So I know I've shown this to you so many times, but for you newcomers that might be seeing the video for the first time, let me explain what's going on here. We had a Bitcoin chart, and I said, look, it's starting to get into a pattern where it stops cold here, and it stops cold there. And it just stops cold, stops cold, stops cold. You know what I mean? So what's happening is it seems to be building resistance and support. And one of these two are going to be taken out at some point. Comes down, goes down for one day, but settles back inside the big flag. So it holds again, gets up here, and we discussed, will this break out or not? The day it got above, it broke out, and I did a video on this day. And I said, traders, you know what's going to happen next? This is how analysis works. Now that we finally broke out, because every time up here it failed, now that we finally broke out, what will happen next is this will drop down. It will hit this spot right here and then explode towards my 85 target. That's what should happen now that we're sitting right here. So this is where we were, and this is what happened. I mean, is that not insanity? Look, let me show it to you. It went right down to that spot, just where I told you it would go, and started to blast off towards my 85 target. Traders, that's not a crystal ball. That's called technical analysis. It is better than any other roadmap you could ever dream of to calling tomorrow's move today. And I will teach that to you at OmniCamp in Europe if you want to be the lucky Omniac who grabs that little hidden seat. You let me know. Make sure that you either call me or go to omnibootcamp.com, but time's ticking on that. Next. Look at the Dow Jones Transportation Average. Look at this breakout, left a gap, but the same thing happened here, right? Look, fails like it did here, failed, comes down, holds, fails, holds, fails. This time when it gets above, bam, and that is what you call an island gap. And that's okay. That doesn't have to be filled. It's an island gap. That could go up for a long time without filling it. And what else do we have in the little menu here? Look at this NASDAQ chart. NASDAQ looking fantastic. The premise of this NASDAQ chart for the last few weeks of videos has been this average and how well NASDAQ has respected this average. Really, really well respected. So we were here at the support of this trend line, and it held and exploded. That looks fantastic as well. Nothing goes straight up. We tend to buy pullbacks, and then, we get long here and expect to get out up there. That's how we trade OMNI. So we would be a buyer of pullbacks, but it looks fantastic. No fills in NASDAQ on Wednesday either, sorry to say. Gold. Look at gold. Traders, I've been showing you this insane repetitive pattern in gold, right? It goes up, makes the channel, comes down, touches the average. Goes up, makes a channel, comes down, touches the average. Goes up, makes a channel, comes down. Broken. Leave gold alone for a day or two. Let's see what it wants to do next. That's not usual, right? It holds, it holds, it holds. Not usual. It's broken. Let's leave gold alone. I mean, it's a Fed day. We don't want to trade gold on a Fed day anyway. We'll catch up with this on Friday. And what else do we have? Don't forget about MSTR, traders. The micro strategy Bitcoin play. I offered this to you in a live webinar and told you to add this into our AI portfolio. And my target is 277. Now, I don't expect that to be a top. It's just a target. After we hit 277, we'll discuss the next target. So that's somewhere up here, and it looks like we're going to get there maybe by tomorrow or the next day. I've got a trade set up if the market pulls back at MSTR, but make sure you've been paying attention. I hope you did not forget about this little gem. Traders, I hope that helps. I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.